And welcome back to Late Night Gunpla with Talon Omega. Finally back. Anyway, the idea today, continuing on, we'll finish up the RX-78-2 Perfect Grade. Last Sunday, I believe. Yeah, I finished up the main robot. Today is hopefully just finishing up the decals for the core fighter, and that should be done. So I don't anticipate this taking the whole 2 hours. So it'll be a decision of what I choose to do after I finish it. I am stuck either between finish up the or continuing some of the panel lining on the Master Grade 3.0 that I've started, at least on stream, just kind of finish that up or kind of continue on. On that, I've got the weapon systems, the left arm and the head and neck, and the core fighter on that one. So I've got the panel lining and decals done on that, so I may continue working on that depending on how long this core one takes today. Or my alternative is, if I've got an hour, I may decide to do another botanical Lego botanical kit, the chrysanthemum. The chrysanthemum, just because it's orange, and I figure that can be another decoration for the altar that my mom used to have here. I still kind of keep it up, and so bit of a Day of the Dead kind of amenity, no, not amenity, accommodation, no, not quite. Anyway, a little add into that, so I think I'll do that. Wednesday night went out with the boys, and I was given by one of my friends the Gunpla-kun, so this might get done at some point. It's a 7-Eleven. I've been wanting to get one of the 7-Eleven kits, so he finally picked one up for me. Actually, I don't know how he got it, because he hasn't been out of state, although a friend of mine has. Apparently he came back, so he probably brought it back and gave it to him to give to me. In addition, I mentioned it last week, but I didn't actually show it. Maybe another kit to finish, since I've got a couple weeks left here. Also might be doing it off stream, and then I'll decide what I need to do to stream for next week and the next couple of weeks for the rest of the year. But yeah, the SDCS, although most likely will have to be the SD kit that I'll be building on this, because the SD frame is sold separately, or the CS frame is sold separately, and so the cross silhouette, so that's not really available anywhere anymore. So it'll most likely have to be building the SD version of this one. This one might also be built in between sessions, or in between weeks, to kind of try to take it to the event as well. So we'll have to see how that goes. Today's music, the Spotify channel, radio station, whatever you want to call it, playlist, Classics for Crying, just because it seemed funny enough as a selection, so I ran with that one. Anyway, let me at least get something to drink, because I'm a little thirsty now. We're doing the Baja Blast today. Alright, so let's start the timer. Let me know how much. There it goes. And go top view. There it goes. Why is that dark up there? That should, I don't know why. Probably got when I turned it on, the lights weren't on. So anyway, come on. All right. start you. Set you to record. All right, that's good. So, yeah, so start off on one side, and then, you know, it tells you either if it's going to be the same one on the other side or not. I believe that's other side as well, is what that means. So, yeah, that's other side, and then, you know, alternate other side is 41, alternate other side is 43, 46. The only one that's kind of weird is this one down here. That's supposed to, it's marked here, but apparently it's supposed to be this part right here, down here. And that one says it's number 48. Yeah, 39, and then it says the other side is 32, whereas this one says 32 and the other side is 39. So yeah, that's where we are. Yeah, I can go ahead and close these because there are going to be decals going on there. All right, so I'm definitely going to need this guy. All right, so let's see. Let's start with the 35s. Where are those? 33, 35. There it goes. That's exactly how I wanted it. And then it says one on the top cross as well. There we go. Okay, and the last 35. Okay, and then so now 28. Two of those, one on each side. It says 36. Okay. Alright, and then the other one on the other side. Alright, there's that. It says only 52 right here. Just what? Okay. So it says, wow, it says there's supposed to be a line here. Oddly enough, I can kind of see it on, but the actual seam line is up here, so that's kind of odd. So the seam line is going to cut across this guy, both 52 and 51. All right, so where is 52? Up here. Okay, there's the pilot name, Amuros. Yeah, you guys can't read it because potato quality. And then, it's got the Pegasus logo, for which the new is known for as well. It's got the specialized kind of Amuro Pegasus logo on it. Only one side has that. Alright, so now 40 on this side and 41 on the other. So 40. Where's 40? 40. 47. That's what's throwing me off. Okay. So 47. So here. A lot of decals that overlap on this part. and now 40. There's heaven, and then 41 on the other side. This feels like one where the kind of Mr. Mark Setter would really kind of come in. Alright. It says the other side is 46, which is this one. And then alright. Well, that's the alarm. Time for a break. Time for stretch break. First stretch break of the day. Lurkers, feel free to lurk, feel free to comment, always appreciated. You know, I kind of have a bit of a built-in kind of stretch break, unshrimp break, hydration break myself, so I don't know. It kind of tells me that I have the ability to do bits now. I don't know what I would do them for. Like, it would be emotes and maybe, but I need to figure out what I would want, what that would be, things like that. Because, yeah, I mean, like the prompts, like make sure you drink. I do that every time because, you know, I want to make sure that my recording camera catches it, so I get breaks every 12 minutes. You know, which kind of works for me in that sense. Drink time. Alright, nah, I was expecting actual classics, and I think that's what's throwing me off. Let's see. Let's go sad 80s instead. Because I'm a sucker for this stuff. Alright. Actual hydration break as well. So yeah, didn't actually stream last night because wife had a girls' night out, and so I was stuck on daddy duty, and so I had to pretend to be a responsible adult all evening, which meant I don't get to skive off and, you know, build my toys for fun till all hours of the night. She went to watch a talk show by some author of a cookbook. I don't even remember right now. I know she told me, but I'm bad with them. Well, she told me which book. I don't think she remembers the author either. I think. The name? No, name only goes on one side, it looks like. Okay, 30 is on both sides at least. So, and then 42 and 43 on the other side. This is going to be fun. All right, that side, and then the other one on the other side. Goes. Yeah, that works well. There it goes. Yeah. I've always had the over the shoulder. I think I just probably pulled it in a little closer. I didn't used to switch to it too often, I think is what the thing was with this camera. But yeah, I do have it occasionally. Right, so is that all those? Yes, so now 38. There's 38 up here. So on both sides? Yeah, okay. Come on. Why aren't you coming off? Really? Here. Here it goes. Wait. Come on, separate. Oh, actually, yeah, that'll work. Let's do that. Okay, wait. Come on. Why don't you come loose? There it goes. Yeah, I mean, I usually try to switch back and forth between the top one and this one, though sometimes just I get lazy or I get so sucked in that I just kind of stick to the top view one, just because that one's definitely the actual recording one, and so I always try to make sure that the view is correct on that one, because that's the compilation video one, video camera. Come on, why aren't you separating? Really? Now you're being extra difficult too. Really? Wow. That was... There it goes. Right. There it goes. I think that worked. Just missed the E. And just missed the E and that side as well. All right. So yeah, what happens with that one is I think I just get lazy and I'm forgetful. I don't like using the word lazy, part of the crossover from my job. So yeah, I just kind of get forgetful and don't actually press the button to kind of swap the set, which screen is up, and so then we're left with just kind of overhead view. But you're staying there, good. All right. Okay, so that's those. So 45 on this side, 44 on the other. That's 45. Okay. This one's odd. No, shouldn't be. Look, it's got the... Yeah. Alright, another one where I'll need the scissors. Just kind of trim that. Well, thanks for joining Alt Rice. Always appreciated. It's been a while since I've seen you on here. Don't feel, any obligation. But yeah, I know I kind of fell off for a bit of last year, definitely after the holidays. So I know I did that too, so people didn't really come back, and I mean, to be expected as well. But since the beginning of the year, decided that I wanted to continue my what I've been calling Grandpa through the grades. Wait, why am I so warm today? Well, obviously I closed the windows because it had been getting colder the last couple of weeks, and then today was just super hot. So, of course, I'm burning up today. All right, so is that it for the sides? No. Meeting 31:49, and it's break time right now. Yeah, as I said, continuing the Grandpa through the grades on deck as well. I also have the 3.0, which I'm working on off stream because I built the Verka Master Grade, and it felt so simple that I felt I had to give myself a little bit of a challenge. And the 3.0, it's very detailed, and it's very small. It feels smaller. I don't know how else to describe it. There's just something about the 3.0 that just makes it feel, yeah. I mean, I kept complaining with the Verka that it felt like a scaled up high grade, and considering it was, I believe, a kit from 1999, it's to be expected. So that one felt too easy. Probably could have gone 2.0 instead, but 3.0 came out, I think, last year. Yeah. So I decided to build it, and I mean, it's very detailed. It's been a lot of fun. I like that it has the kind of space to put the LED unit. I kind of want to pick it up because then the bottom of it, or why do you keep coming out like that? Yeah, it has kind of a clear bottom there that just kind of, come on, why don't you want to go back in? Don't you want to go home? Anyway, so yeah, so yeah, it just shines the light through into the eyes, and I think into the front one, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, I might see if I can try to find one of those LED units or have it sent to me from the river in South America, yeah. And then, I did the Perfect Grade 1.0, which again feels, it's very detailed under the armor. A lot of detail under the armor. The main, outside armor is very simple. It is. It's too simple. There's very little detailing on it. So it's like panel lining was just kind of like maybe here, maybe there. There's a little bit like on the hip part, like here on Perfect Grade. So yeah, there's a little bit on the hip part right here. Definitely a lot under the foot, but who sees that? Especially if you've got them displayed and standing up. Definitely a bit around on the face guard and the head. The beam saber, definitely. The beam rifle and the shield, of course. And actually, I did my own kind of special thing. So I did the panel lining on the beam rifle, excuse me, with chrome. So I did panel lining that. Right! Feels wrong to remove the armor. And so it's like, it feels very much like it's a detailer's kit. Like, if you're gonna rescribe yourself, you're gonna kind of take the scriber to it, yes, that is the kit to do it. I know the PG Unleashed has a lot more detail, so it'd be a lot more fun to do the panel lining. but from what I hear, a lot of the under detail is missing too. Although the neck does get a lot of detail, it looked like, but the neck on this one is very simple. But again, the Under Armour on this kit is great. It's got all the pistons and all the stuff. Exactly. Exactly. It doesn't present, and so it just looks very boxy. It's like it's too stiff also. It's like the shoulder is pretty much just up and down and rotate, as opposed to 3.0, which kind of includes this. Or wait, I keep popping that out. But that capability to kind of give it a lot of extra movement on the 3.0 Master Grade. So it's like the pose is just very static. Like this is the most action and very loose. There it goes. But yeah, I mean, that's the most he will stay. I mean, this version, because again, the Unleashed, if you're willing to pay almost $300 for it, which I wasn't quite ready for that yet, you know, I'm sure it's, from what I've seen of it, it's amazing. You know, it's got a lot of that detail. All right, let's kind of go back while we're talking too. Let's go back to top view, potato view. Yeah. Where were we? 49. So yeah, I mean, it's for the kit from an 80s show. Yes, it's got a lot of that kind of half missing detail. So you are down here. Close you just so I can have a little easier access. All right. But yeah, other than that, it's just kind of, I'm surprised how much, well, I'm not surprised, but like I do like how much detail this has because of it. 31 and 30, 31, the little one. Sorry guys for trying to use my nail as a burring tool. And then I like using at least the points on this to kind of run it into the seam line there. On both of them, yeah. Okay, 49 only on this side. 31 is on both sides. So yeah, the detail on the outside is not there on this one. It's very boxy, kind of. But I mean, again, you can say it's a product of its time, just like I was talking about the Verka. The Verka as well is very boxy and kind of unimpressive. I don't know if unimpressive is the word I want to use. But yeah, so I decided to go with the more detailed 3.0, and then that was almost overwhelming in how much detail it has. It's like I can see this is what the PG Unleashed is kind of going for, looking like. Alright, so 33s, a whole bunch of them. And it has a whole bunch of 33s. This one or the 3.0 Core Fighter? I mean, it's a good sense of scale there. A couple of weeks ago, when I was building the actually when I got this one finished, I pulled out the that one, and then I grabbed the one from the RG 1.0 and kind of had them overlapping, and it was kind of fun just to see them. Here. Okay. Two there. And just kind of doing the whole don't speak to me or my son or my son's son ever again kind of picture. I did that also when I finished the torso of the Perfect Grade. I kind of took actually I had just finished the torso on the 3.0 as well, so kind of stacked them all together also, and it was kind of funny to see the scale progression there too. Just kind of the idea I'm going for with all these, with building so many versions of this one. So I don't know, what do you mean by you don't know how to feel about the Core Fighter? What's your issue with it? Because it does have the transformation gimmick, which is great. And you are under that. It says it's on both sides. To that. The last shooting? Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do the last shooting, but yeah, I mean, original Gundam, yeah, last shooting. So obviously it doesn't come out of there, but it does have. I think there was one scene in the original where. Come on. No. Ash. There it goes. Come on. Nope. Really? I'm just gonna get stuck there. Alright, fine. Union work. Fetty still use Union. As long as it's done. I do not recall that part. Like, I know I watched the original movies. I don't remember much about them. Or just how the ending, like, the last shooting is iconic, so everyone knows the stance. But again, I also don't remember what was going on. Yeah, I'm a fake Gundam fan. 34 both sides. Alright. There's 34. It's big. Yeah, I kept throwing off my friend because I'd been building so I've been building since 2000, building Gunplas, but I didn't actually watch original Gundam till like 10 years ago. Like, I just really liked the kits, and because I'm very good at kind of osmosis just through exposure, you know, people talking about it around me, I could talk about the show too. And so, you know, he was always so surprised, like, wait, what do you mean you haven't watched any of it, but you know about the kids, you know the which ones are like what factions, stuff like that. I'm like, enough people talk about it around me. So we did a movie night at his place, and we watched the original movies. For those. $45, $44, $33. Alright. So now it's just the tops. 37s, 433s, 633s. A whole bunch of extra 33s. This is a fun one. Here. Yeah, I think that'll work. That's what this guy's for. So yeah. But yeah, I had been building since 2025 years now. Although I can argue that I took a bit of a hiatus in the 2010s to kind of complete my degree, and so, you know, kind of took like 6 years off, and came back to finish a perfect grade that had started 6 years before with the GPO-1FB. Like that one was funny because I picked it up in like 2007 at Anime Expo, and always my favorite story. But see, I knew of them because enough people around me would talk about them. You know, because I knew people who were fans of the show and they would talk about them, so I knew Shin Matsunaga and Johnny Ryden. And Johnny Ryden is, I think, a lot more well known. Shin Matsunaga is kind of a bit of a legend. I don't know if legend is the right word, but he's less known. So I've got a couple of, you know, master grade furniture around here. He does. I do have the master grade Shin Matsunaga kit. What was Do I have that picture, or let me bring up? Where's my images? Me, the profile, medias. No. There it goes. So yeah, the core fighters, kind of scale-wise, the RG 1.0, the MG 3.0, and the Perfect Grade. I guess we can argue the 1.0. And where's the bodies? There it goes. There it goes. There's the bodies. Now this one, I think, is either. Oh, I mean, the thing tells you it's either an integrate, or I think it was the workshop version that they have at conventions that let you build there. Again, the 3.0 here and the Perfect Grade. Yeah. That, you know, and that's one of the things I don't like about the Real Grade 2.0. It doesn't give you a dummy core fighter. So it's like you build a core fighter and then it just gets lost inside it. Whereas the again, the RG 1.0 had its problems, but it was ambition, because they were trying to do real grade, master grade kind of detail in high grade size. And I'm, as much as I kind of hate real grades because of that, because they're too tiny. I got like big sausage fingers here. Come on now. So yeah, that makes it a little harder for me to build those. But it's where we are as far as that. But yeah, you know, it comes with the extra core fighter and a dummy core block. Well, but oh wow. Okay, well, yeah, got two more. Oh, those two, and then 48 on the bottom. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, and so that's kind of what I have. The 3.0 or the Real Grade 1.0. I could put them up in the decals now, just because I usually have them behind my workspace for when I'm working, and so I would kind of have my clients just be able to see my work in progress, or my, you know, my latest completed project. But one client kind of said it was too busy, and I've got a little too many things in my background now, so I can see it being very distracting. But it used to be just like one or two. Let's have some more water. And then, alright, stretch time. Just trying to get this out. But where was I? What was I talking about? I forgot already. That's kind of where I am. All right, let's go back to recording you. Let's go back to side view again. There it goes. Yeah. Okay. Back to getting these stickers off. Wait. And again. Gross. I'll use this side. Goes. It is, I mean, but I think the thing is I really need to work on kind of figuring out what my display situation is going to be like in here. I know my kind of plan idea is to try to get floating shelves kind of along the roof on the right side of the room here, and just kind of have the stuff on there. Yeah, because otherwise I've got nowhere to put everything that I've just finished building. No step. There it goes. No, actually, and it doesn't come with the Hyper Bazooka either. I keep forgetting that it doesn't have it sometimes. But when I was building it, I'm like, oh yeah, I get to build a Hyper Bazooka. I'll get to. And it's like, nope, no, it does not have a Hyper Bazooka actually. So it's just it's just the beam sabers, the beam rifle, and the shield. That's all it comes with, kind of weapon system wise. And the decals, no decals on the weapon systems. So it's just kind of like there's a whole bunch of extra decals here that don't get used apparently. All right, so we need 237s. Where? Here we go. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of decals that are left, and I haven't seen instructions for the weapon system because the instruction booklet here just has the main robot and the core fighter and nothing else. Right? No bazooka. I mean, because like, yeah, the hammer is one of those is like it's always a an extra weapon. Sometimes it's like even the master grade you have to buy it separate, or not the real grade. You buy it separate for the hammer, but the yeah, the hyper bazooka on the perfect grade didn't come. Think the Unleashed does have it. I'll have to kind of review that to be sure, so don't quote me on it. But I believe it or it comes with the hyper bazooka, but not the hammer. Again, the hammer always feels like it's an extra add-on kind of thing. That's gonna be fun. Alright, so one of you here. Let's get you from little. You. There it goes. And overlapping. Try to get all the bubbles out, and then I'll go in and try to get that extra little power line detail kind of scribed in. That goes. Alright, so that's that side, and on the other side is 33. Where's 30? Is it? No. 39. 39. Well, it's a big EFSF sign. Come on. I need to do that. There it goes. There it goes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So they get used a lot, and so I'm surprised that it didn't come with this one. I mean, yeah. And again, it's, I believe it was the first Perfect Grade. So, you know, for as ambitious as it was, they had to kind of cut some corners somewhere. Alright, so now bottoms, so it says 48, and that one here, where's 48? 48, there it goes. Small tiny little detail is just somewhere in this area. Yeah, let's just stick you right in the middle here. Pretty much the same ones on this side again. So, this side again is a little easier to put on. Oh yeah, very straight. My decal placing is impeccable. Oh, were they? Because, well, so it was Perfect Grade, the RX-78, Mark II, well, RX-78, Zaku's, yeah, and then after those, it was, what would be next? yeah, Mark II, GPU 1FB. What else was there? Because I mean, technically, at least for RX-78 2.0 is the Unleashed. Alright, so it looks like technically that is it. Now, the weird thing is this has that colored white. This is not. I mean, obviously you can't do the kind of plastic that way. So I'm thinking some of these can probably go on, you know, the weapon systems. I might decide to do so. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just as the timer ran out too. Make sure. Yeah. All right. So there goes. Come on. There goes. I think this is the only kind of unbelievable thing, just this channel of empty there. Cockpit opens enough there. Trying to get that part out. And then there it goes. Come on. There it goes. Alright. So done with panel lining decals of the Perfect Grade. Yes, and then these pop out. Wait, not pop out that way. There it goes. And then that closes there. Back up. Alright. I didn't do much panel lining back here. Oh well. But yeah. And then again, you know, the main build. Let's go top view. Oh yeah, and I did the little extra for myself. Got a bit of a holographic effect. Doesn't come through very well on that camera, but I do see it, so I like it. I did it with the 3.0 as well. Yeah, I did it with the 3.0 and I did it with the Real Grade 2.0 as well. I think I did it with the RX, with the Verka Master Grade also. So that was my little conceit, I'll call it. Alright, so I think, yeah, again, so that's it for the RX-78. I think what I will do is, since we're a little into 10 o'clock, I'll continue at least filling the time right now, panel lining the 3.0 you up here, you down there. Now, again, the difficulty. Yeah, it's a fun little thing that I started doing with it. Again, I did it with I think I did it 3.0. Did it with the Verka. Definitely did it with this one, and so I decided to do it as well with the Perfect Grade. So that was fun. So I drink them over here. All right. So, yeah. Again, I mean, compared to the decals, so all these little numbers of, yeah, put a decal there compared to here, or, yeah. So what is this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least on one side, versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 on one side. And then that's both sides. Whereas on this one, it's like, yeah, on the back side, it's like, yeah, we get maybe 5, but it's the same one. So, I mean, it's progress. You can call it that. Years of progress. Years of, yeah, this is what it looks like now. This is what, you know, a new system would do. Let's get you out. All right, so what I have been doing with this one also is, all right, I think that, since this one's a little harder to say, all right, I also need to at least dust it. That was the problem with this one, that, you know, all the dust fell on it because I was building around it. All right, so what I will do is I'll panel line this guy. So what I have been using is the panel liner Tamiya, the Tamiya panel liner. Now the thing is, this is, excuse me, notorious for cracking plastic, and apparently it is, the explanation is plastic under pressure. So if you kind of, I've seen people building, like as they're building it, they cut it off and then they kind of put the panel liner on it and then clean it. My problem is I want to make sure it all lines up, particularly when, you know, it's the two pieces that come together. And so, you know, I want to make sure that it's the right kind of level and everything. And so I want to make sure it's all put together. Luckily, when I was doing the arm, I was able to at least get all the pieces off, so I'll probably do that again with the other arm when I get to it. All this, so I took it all apart, did the Tamiya panel line, cleaned it, and then put it back together, and then did the decals. So I'll probably be doing that next. But since this piece doesn't actually come apart easily, we're going back with the pour type panel liner. I like the pour type because it's, you know, Gundam marker, but again, it pours in, so you can just kind of tap it into the line, and, you know, does similar effect to what the problem is. Some of them don't actually have the capillary action, so some of it becomes a bit of, I don't need to do that one. seeing it do the capillary action a bit there. There it goes. Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, no, that was already there. All right. There it goes. So this one, the Master Grade kind of came with little gold stickers for these kind of funnels, or for these, I think these are called verniers. But what I did was I painted them instead, since I have some kind of chrome kind of markers. I use those to get into the hole. And so I let that do it that way. Okay. All right. This is kind of a fun part because so many small little pieces in here, small little places. Come on. see, I let that dry, and I'm gonna work on the other one. That works. That's great. Come on. Alright. I think it's mostly dried enough now. Okay. Alright. So with the panel liner, I can use at least the regular. Where's my? There we go. Got to close them again. So found out that I can probably cheat a bit by using this one. Suck out any excess so that it's not overflowing. That's how I've been kind of cheating a bit to kind of clean with not having too much kind of extra kind of thinner just floating around and getting in everywhere. Hoping it doesn't kind of I think it's gonna roll off the kind of yeah, no, it's not good. I was afraid that it was gonna be rubbing off the kind of old gold that I have on there. It doesn't seem to be, so that's good. All right. Yes, I forgot to do that one. Mhm. Alright, so seem to be doing pretty okay. Getting most of this done. There it goes. Got a crack formed. I think it's right now. Kind of trying to press it together. Formed it. So, let's do this anyway. This one. Alright. I mean, it's small enough, so don't really see it, but it's one of those, like, I guess it could be the idea of like making sure. I think it's also because I pressed it together. Yeah, that's the story. We'll go with it. Yeah, sure. But again, it's why with the all the parts on this one, I've been trying to make sure I get the pieces coming off. So this piece keeps falling off on the under crotch area of this kit. I don't know what that is, why that keeps doing that. Maybe it's just because I kind of maybe over sanded some part, but I'm tempted to kind of take the extra thin and just glue it in there. Not like it needs to come out much. Yeah. So again, it keeps coming off like that, so we'll have to decide what to do there. Alright. Wow, I destroyed that tape. Alright. I'm gonna stretch. You've served me well, Q-tip. Now the other side, I expect at least as much work. So yeah, this one, what I did, again, to try to minimize the risk of it kind of cracking like that. There it goes. Kind of pop these out. these parts kind of pop off pretty easy. So, and at least that part not under too much pressure. So we'll do it this way. I always wick off all that extra. Just kind of definitely let the capillary action just kind of do the work here. Like, I know I probably overdo that one too. But at least all that is kind of see, capillary action, in action. Remember, there goes. There it goes. Yeah, that effect. That's what it's all about there. Okay. What else was there? This one, yeah, it looks like that was it for that one. This one has just two little dots here. That's good. This one's kind of fun because it's all the little, there it goes. And middle. But you get to see the capillary action kind of do its job, which is always kind of fun. And then 4 little dots right along the edges here. These are, again, extra little fun ones. Just those 3. Is that it? It. I think that was it. Now, problem is, if I'm using this, I need to bring out the big guns, Mr. Color Thinner. While that dries, let's kind of start tearing this apart. Definitely need to. These off. Wait, come on. Why aren't you coming off? There it goes. There it goes. That's right. Have Not a problem on the other one. This one's also kind of fun. Okay, there it goes. Ooh. That's why. Come on. Get back in there. There it goes. Now, this is on this hand. I broke one finger already. So I'm gonna bother with that one too much. Right. And you at least should come off pretty easy. There it goes. Just kind of slide off if I remember. Actually, no, you're not going to slide off because this joint. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. And then all these. Actually, yeah, that one can do it with that. But you, just because I don't want to risk it. Here. Okay. All right. Boy, there it goes. I don't know why the camera does that every once in a while. Kind of freezes. No, did I lose everyone? No, no, you're still on. No, no. Okay. Yeah. Trying not to. Yeah. There it goes. So this just has. Keep touching it. Trying not to. to have it touch either. But yeah, these are fun. Okay. Yeah. Nothing on there. Nothing on there. Remember. Okay. And these are gonna be fun. Yeah. There's a little lip along the bottom here too. I'm gonna try to do that. There it goes. Okay. I think that's it. All right. The arm, the hand. I think I got away with doing the hand on the other side, so all right. I don't know. I don't think this one's an overheating issue. I think this one is more of a USB resources issue, maybe. There it goes. Okay. left it on there a little too long. Now, for white, they say gray is supposed to be a little better. And I do have the gray Tamiya pen liner, but I just don't. I'm gonna grab it right now. It's just easier to continue using the black one. But yeah, allegedly it's more appropriate, kind of better pop detail kind of thing. But I just didn't do it. Okay, there's that. Ooh. Alright, it's coming off pretty well. I think that this one, these little dots here, they have a decal that goes right into them. So I don't sweat it too much. If it comes off, because the decal kind of goes right into that kind of hole there. Yes. Heavy duty. Work. Close. Hold on. Alright. So, didn't get as kind of ripped apart, but doesn't really need it, I don't think. Alright. So, I think one thing, I'm gonna get the decals for that. Oh, wait. There goes. We still need this actually. Alright. one. Ooh. Ooh. Almost lost it on the desk. That would not be pretty. I mean, the kind of good thing about these is it gives you an option of which one of the covers you want to use. I think these are supposed to be able to kind of go with a metal etch kind of sticker that you buy separately, of course. But I think that was what that was intended for. So, like, I decided to go with these covers for both the, well, for the arms, the knees, and the feet, because there's ones where they're kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They have a hole in them. Yeah, actually, stopping at a pretty good time, it looks like. Kind of get to stick this all back together again. Let's give this a wipe as well. Come on. This last little bit here. Oh, another last bit. Alright. Come on, get in there. You're supposed to go in. The wrong side, is it? Shouldn't be. There it goes. Oh, okay. I guess it was. Shoot. Fudge. I mean, I was able to find it, but can I get you back in there? Okay, good. For some reason, the one that came off, I can't get it back in. At least these look like they can at least go back in. So there's that at least. All right. There's that. Problem is it's this way. Yeah. There it goes. Okay. Just putting it in backwards. There it goes. What I will do though is I know these need stickers, so I'll go ahead and get those in right now. And then, yeah, I'm a little past, so I will call it a night. Which side is which? On this side. Come on. Figure everything else going on there. Just gonna hold it in place. 15 on that side. All right, there it goes. So there's that. All right. Which side's which though? There it goes. Okay, and then this one, yeah. Come on. There it goes. Okay. There it goes. All right. Good. All right. So we all right. And then did a little kind of paint on that side as well. All right, so panel lining done. Gonna have the decals left on these 4 pieces that I did today. Well, 4 pieces, 4 parts that I did today. So yeah, that will be throughout the week. I'll probably go put those decals back on. Yeah, I think I'll just leave this out like that. That's it for stream for me. Come on. Thanks for having been on, Alt Rice. Jeff, if you're back, thanks for having been on. Thanks for just the follows. Golden Aegis, thanks for having been on as well. Kind of went a couple minutes late just because I get hyper focused and just kind of didn't want to stop, but we are today on stream. We finished up the decal work on the Perfect Grade core fighter, the FFX7 apparently, Final Fantasy 17. So yeah, did all the decal work on here. Did I close it again? Thought I pulled it up. Anyway. Oh, I'll figure it out. Alright, so yeah, that was the last bit for the to be done today. I had finished the main robot last week, the decal and panel lining. So with that, we are done with the Perfect Grade. Next week, I decide what I want to do. I mean, I've got the SD RX-78 and the Gunpla that I can probably build in a day. Yeah, well, the SD might take 2. So yeah, how many weeks do I have left? I think I have 2 weeks left. 2 weekends left. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if I can try to get that finished in time. Yeah, I don't know. The 711 Gunpla, I might do him. Might want to do the SD. So we'll see which one wins out next week, and then for the rest of the year, if I pulled out a lot of my Gunplas, and not just random Gunplas, these are the Gundam Gunplas. So looking at, I think just because she's been here the longest, I might go with a Lone Rinko, or the Hyper Gyanko. I also have the Rikto Gyanko, best girl of build fighters, so fight me. And then I've got all the Witch from Mercury ones, so I might build those at some point. But yeah, I'll decide. I think the problem with the Gyankos was trying to figure out how to kind of put it together and kind of fill the seam lines and then the stickers and painting and whatnot. So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, yes, the backlog is endless, but yes, I should be back Saturday. Saturday I've got dentist appointment, but it's just kind of cleaning. No, first we got something. Yeah, so Saturday, Sunday, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, should be back next Sunday. Should being the operative word there, but we'll have to see how that plans out. Anyway, Alt Rice, Jeff, and what was it, Golden? Yeah, Golden Aegis. Thanks for having been on, guys, and I will see you guys maybe next week. Have a good one. Bye.